All right, mic check, 1, 2, 3, mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, mic check, everybody mic check. There's a big hole in the middle of York Road. Don't come driving near York Road. Don't come near Hunt Valley. Stay away all weekend long. That'd be really good. If you need to go to Wegmans, probably find somewhere else. There's a Wegmans in Owings Mills. Don't go to Giant. There's a big hole in the middle of York Road. I think we're good, right? Everybody good? Everybody good? Natalie Jones, you good? All right. How much ambient noise are you guys getting behind us? Hopefully this truck will be out of the way before we actually be really awesome. That'd be really awesome. That's the hope. That's what we're holding on to. Yeah, exactly. The whole point of putting it right here was to have it right there. All right.
You want me to go talk to that guy and tell him to move the truck?
As long as he can move it, the quicker he can move it, the quicker. One or the other. That'd be, as soon as he's done. He looks like, hey, Charlie, he looks like he's done. Where are you? Is that your guy? Thank you very much. I didn't know I could get up there. I didn't know I could get it out. Hey! Woo-hoo!
Don't get too excited. There's another truck coming.
Let's do it quick. Come on. Erica, come on. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Before they bring the other truck in. Okay.
You should see the picture. What that looks like. This looks like, yeah. I watched my phone at the wrong one.
Texting with Rhoda and Haley.
I saw that. Google Maps and solid red. Twitter, Facebook, store. He's gonna go get to the gas station. As long as we can still get the back there. I know. I will keep doing it sooner than later. Even though it's hard.
Everybody good? Hey, Mac. Okay. I'm gonna have everybody. If everybody could line up here. Madam C, can you stand right here? Lauren on the other side of Matt. Tony, you're good? Okay, yeah. Perfect, yeah, just try to.
Okay. Ready?
All set.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Matt Garbark. I'm the Acting Director of the Baltimore City Department of Public Works. The Baltimore City Department of Public Works is actively responding to a significant water main break involving a 30-inch main at 11223 York Road in the Hunt Valley and Cockeysville area. The break occurred in a largely commercial corridor and has required a swift, coordinated, and emergency response. DPW crews have been on site since mid-morning and are currently preparing for overnight repair operations. York Road is closed from Schilling Road to Ashland Road to allow safe access for crews and equipment. Temporary water outages are expected to affect nearby residents and businesses. At this time, we are still assessing the full extent of the service disruption. Residents north of Shawan Road are urged to conserve water and limit non-essential use during this repair period. A service map indicating the impacted areas will be posted on DPW's website as well as social media channels. DPW is closely working with Baltimore County's Department of Public Works and Transportation to ensure safe and efficient repair. We thank the public for their patience and cooperation as we work to restore full service. Please follow us on social media and check our website for ongoing updates and additional information. I'd now like to turn it over to County Executive Kathy Klausmeyer.
Thank you. And you heard what a significant water main break is, and it's affecting our residents and businesses along the York Road corridor. While this water main is Baltimore City's infrastructure, we are working closely with Mayor Scott and Baltimore City's Department of Public Works to fix the pipe as quickly as possible. And of course, state highways so we can fix the road quickly. The health and safety of our residents is our top priority here, and we're of course concerned about our older residents. I've opened Baltimore County's Emergency Operations Center, which is available around the clock. Anyone with questions can call the Emergency Operations Center at 410-887-5210. I'll say that again, 410-887-5210. We are working to ensure residents have potable water, and fire department has an emergency plan to ensure continuation of service. It's all hands on deck for us in Baltimore County. We have been in contact with the retirement communities, our businesses, including McCormick and Wegmans, and local property owners. The Department of Health is working with restaurants, our Office of Community Engagement, with residents, police, and fire to ensure everyone's safety. While work will be done around the clock to make the repair, please be sure to look out for your neighbors and reduce your water usage however possible. Again, reduce your water usage however possible. We will continue to share information as the repair progresses. Please be sure to follow Baltimore County government and the Department of Public Works and Transportation on social media for the latest. Now I'll turn the mic over to Lauren Buckler from the Department of PWT.
Thank you all for being here. We do understand that this is a major inconvenience. We have aging infrastructure in the Baltimore area. This is part of that aging infrastructure. So although Baltimore County's been planning for a water line replacement in that area, unfortunately we've had this break before that's occurred. I want to reiterate what Matt Garbach said from Baltimore City If you can conserve water and you're north of Schwann Road and not on a private well, that would be really helpful for you and your neighbors. That area north of Schwann Road is served by a water tower, and that water tower, while it has water in it right now, it's not being refilled while this break and the repair to the break is occurring. So it's a 1 million gallon water tank. When it's empty, it's not being refilled right now because of this break. So you might have water right now, but we would ask you to conserve water for the duration of the break. That's what we have, right? Happy to take any questions that anybody has.
I have a question. I know the main concern, of course, is this break right now, but as you mentioned moments ago, there is an infrastructure problem in this area. Have there been any talks or any planning on restructuring the infrastructure that we've been dealing with since this has been a reoccurring problem?
Yes, Baltimore County's been replacing water line up the York Road corridor over the last few years. This is one of those phases. So we recognize it, we map out all of our infrastructure, we know the age of all the pipes, we do a replacement plan based on the age of the pipes, the condition of the pipes, and this is in that queuing.
But is there an exact timeline for this road?
It's under design right now, so there's not an exact timeline for when it would go under construction.
So how long is it going to take for the water main to get fixed, the roadway to be back open, and this area to be back to normal? Do you have an answer for that?
We're still assessing that. Right now, we're still turning the valves to isolate this particular area. As soon as the water goes down and we can see what the break actually is, how severe it is, we're going to know exactly how long it's going to take. We're hoping it won't take that long.
3 days, 5 days, 2 days?
Too early to tell at this point.
And how many people are without water right now? Do we know?
Again, that's still based on what we've had to do to isolate the valves. That is ongoing. People are experiencing low pressure, which may be different than no water at all. So it's still ongoing as to the map that's impacted with this because of how we've had to isolate the valves.
And up until just a few minutes ago, before this news conference started, there was water still bubbling out of that. Why did it take so long to shut the water off? Can you explain that?
Yes, so this is a 30-inch water main. As you saw when it first ruptured, it was a massive amount of pressure that was bubbling up. In order, we can't just close the valve when it's that much pressure. We have to go back to smaller mains to isolate the water coming to this larger main. So that's why the impact area is being felt so much larger. Once we can isolate this, we can get the surrounding areas back in water and have redundancy for that. The problem was to just isolate this. It has to be turned slowly and methodically. I think this was a 100-some turn valve, and they have to do it little by little so as you don't cause pressure and breaks in other areas or create pressure surges anywhere else.
The only other major break in this area was in February of 2023, and it was north of here, maybe about 2 to 3 miles north of here. But there hasn't been any other significant breaks in this area, which is part, again, of the assessment that we do with the age of the pipe, the condition of pipe, number of breaks in this area. So one major break 3 years ago to this break here now is part of our analysis. There's none that come to mind. We could get back to you, go do research on if there's been minor, but only the one major in this area.
What do you suggest for people who are living without water now, maybe for the next few days, or you said for an incoming future? What do you suggest to them if they don't have any water at all, or in low pressure terms, that means someone's living 3 or so more days, potentially, with a few drips coming out of their faucet? What would you say to them? What are they supposed to do in this moment?
So I think there's 2 steps here, and I'll let Matt talk about some water distribution. But as Matt mentioned, the area is varying as to where this is right now because of where this valve is and the valves that had to be shut off to get to this valve. So as they isolate this valve, the city's going to be able to bring back some of those valves. So some people will see water come back in the near future. Some people will not see it come back in the near future because of where it's being isolated. And then we have the issue of the water tank north of here in Sparks. So if you're being served by that water tank, you see water right now. If you turn on your sink, it's going to flow. But if you keep your sink running, you're just using that water for your neighbors and you're drawing down that water tank and it's not being refilled. So the first thing would be to conserve water if you're unsure of which area you're in. You may get water back in the near future, and if you don't get water back, I'll turn it over to Matt to talk about water distribution.
Yes, thank you. We are preparing water distribution. Potable water is going to be available. The city is bringing that up. It will be in pallets of bottled water that we are working with the county to coordinate distribution sites. We look at prioritized areas, places where there might be medical facilities, nursing homes, retirement communities are going to take the highest priority. But there is going to be a coordinated effort with Baltimore County on staging that water distribution, and we are actively working on that right now.
Okay, I live in Highview, which is next to the Masonic Temple, north of Schwan. We haven't had water since 10 o'clock this morning, and they said we probably won't have any water for the next 2 days.
Well, we're still figuring that out. That's up in one of the areas where we had to isolate some of the valves in order to turn this valve back or turn this valve off. We're hoping that as we can isolate this, we can turn some of the other areas back on and get that water back up as soon as we can.
Every one of the areas that you think will be turned back on?
That's what we're hoping. That's our plan.
Do we have a whole time schedule?
As soon as we get the water down, see what we're dealing with, we're going to know the time frame.
One more question. Do you know exactly how many more gallons water came out of this, and what does that mean for the amount of water that the city services?
So this is a high pressure main. It's a 30-inch main. We really don't know how much has come out. Obviously, we are trying to divert it and we're trying to close it. The pressure in the area is fine. As you saw, the pressure it's very abundant. We have a pump station up, pumping up into the water tower. So the water supply itself is of no concern right now. Lauren, did you want to add anything?
I do want to clarify on the road resurfacing. So Baltimore City and Baltimore County have a partnership in how we operate with the water system. So the city owns the lines, the city maintains the lines, the county's responsible for long-term capital repairs to the lines. And when we partner on repairs, the city makes the repair to the actual water line. So waiting for the water to go down, valving it off, making that pipe repair. The county forces will come back and make the repair to the road. So there's a partnership here in how that happens. We're in regular communication. I talk to my partners in the city on a daily basis, and in these kind of cases on an hourly basis as to who's doing what to make sure we're coordinated to get the work done.
And real quick, just for our viewers who are watching, can we talk about the rerouting situation for these road closures, just so people who are driving these roads know where to go in order to avoid this trip?
So we have police with us. Speak on that.
Good evening. Currently, York Road is closed northbound at White Avenue. If you're heading southbound, York Road is closed at Schilling Road, so you can use Schilling and Road to kind of use a detour to get over to McCormick to kind of get back, go whether you're going northbound or southbound. But everything else right now is kind of still open, other than just that stretch of York Road.
I'm so sorry. Just to clarify, the city is in charge of repairing the line, and the county is in charge of repairing the road.
That's correct.
Okay, because I was curious if you would want to say anything to viewers who might be living near these like aging pipes underground. But you're saying that's kind of on the city then, anyway.
The city and the county have agreements that date back to the 70s on who does what under what situations, because we have a shared water and sewer system. So when it comes to the water system, the city makes repairs when there's water line breaks. When they're in the city, when they're in the county, it's the city that makes the repairs. The city determines if they're going to contract it out or if they're going to use their own forces to make the repairs. When the city contracts it out, in this case, because of the size of the water line, the county forces come in and make the repairs to the road as part of the agreements that we have between the city and the county.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Is it the road?
Is this a state road? Do they do the repairs or you guys still do it? You still do it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. We heard your name like in part.
Garbark, G-A-R-B-A-R-K, first name Matthew, M-A-T-C-H-E-W.
And your role is?
Acting Director of Public Works, the Baltimore City. You do as well?
Lauren Buckler.